64-58.
At the other end there, that's a huge miss by Marion. You had the wide open layup there. That was a huge miss. Inman's cramping up again, and you called it like we said earlier. Once you get those cramps, they're going to come back. It's one of those things.
You got about what we wanted. Yeah. You got 3.5 out of him right there. You had to have him really for this time, especially right here where it's all about ball control. You about got to have him.
Well, the problem that you run into now, you have him cramping. You have Wynn with 4 fouls. It's going to be interesting to try to finish this game out here, but you only have about a minute and a half to go.
I think it's on Strong, Austin, and Johnston. I think Johnston will take the spot of point, but we'll see. So timeout called by Marion as Coach Bailey tries to prepare them here for a last run if they can get it. They're right there. They've been right there. They had a chance right just a second ago. Austin Wyatt point blank underneath after a couple of rebounds and just couldn't finish.
Well, I felt like Marion, I don't know. I felt like they didn't really rotate a lot in the second half. I'm not sure exactly. It's going to be one of those things that if Coach watches film, do you wish that he changed that a little bit? That he wish he would have rotated a little bit more? And I felt like none of their players really had a hot hand tonight. So there's really no point of keeping certain players out in the court. Nobody's really had the hot hand.
Vance has played well. He's got 12, but also Osborne, who's averaging 15 a game, only got 10 so far. And that's the difference. Austin has the ball as the Cats get ready to come back out after the timeout, brought to you by State Line Motors. Having a hard time getting it in. A timeout called right when he got the pass off. Coach Rasnick having to call timeout. A lot of pressure there from Marion on the inbounds. Nearly got a turnover right there without the clock even going. That's what you definitely can't have.
Well, and Marion, they have to pull out all the stops now. They got to try to get a quick stop and get an easy bucket here.
No, you can't just judge a team's talent by how many guys they have age-wise. Marion has 7 seniors on their roster. It's hard to believe. Of 12 players, they have 7 seniors, 4 juniors, 1 sophomore. They don't have a freshman on their roster, so it's hard to tell what's waiting in the JV ranks as far as talent-wise for.
And like you said, it's kind of hard to look at that and tell, as a senior, you might have a kid who's never come out and played basketball before, or he might haven't played since his freshman year. So you really don't know about that. Sometimes these guys come out like their senior year and they haven't played in 2 or 3 years. So, you just don't know. But
sort of a Lane Carroll effect, or from a football season, soccer player coming in.
But you never know. I mean, these seniors, they could have been playing with each other for the last four years, so you just don't know.
64-58. Cats with the lead by 6, and they have the ball. There's Inman back in the game, and he was stretching out that right leg. We'll see how long he can go. They're trying to guard him, and a foul called on Vance. 1 minute, 32 seconds to go, and they're going to send Inman to the line here in a minute. Not yet, but one more. 6-team foul is going to go back to a whole new lineup for Marion. They go to Ford and Osborne down on the post. Wolf alongside Robinson, the sophomore. And then last but not least, Alex Mazoff, the senior forward. So Austin gets it for the inbound pass, throws it to Johnson, closely guarded. Now Austin with the foul. He just had to grab him there at half court. I think right there you're just anticipating, Coach Bailey, is that, they were trying, saying they as if Coach Bailey's saying it's Virginia High, they were trying to run the clock down with 8 minutes to go, so with a minute and a half to go that you probably like your chance of just sending them to the line, but you foul Austin, who makes his first.
Right. That's the one I questioned that. You had Jake earlier. Why didn't you try to foul him? Gavin's hot right now. That's the one that you don't want to foul. He's hot right now.
Gavin has 20 points now on the night. Second free throw good.
Six them both.
66-58, 8-point lead for the Cats as Johnny Wynn's back in the game with his.
Don't have to foul right here.
And he gets a steal. And he gets pushed. He'll go to the line. So Johnny Wynn picks the pocket of Devin Wolf, and out of frustration, Wolf fouls Wynn. So now Wynn will go to the line. So like you said, you didn't want to foul there because it might have sent him to the line, but I think just the sheer fact that he was not expecting the pressure that Wynn put on, even with 4 fouls. First free throw good. Johnny makes that one, 67-58.
Like I said, he's just that kid. He's always seemed like he's always on the spot.
Second free throw missed short. Ford comes down with a rebound. Minute 15 on the clock. 67-58. 9-point lead for Virginia High. There's a shot. They got to take a quick one and misses long as Strong comes down with it. They get it out to Austin. Austin brings it up the floor, and Coach Rasnick telling them to take their time. Get it out to Inman out near half court. Try to settle back in. 56 seconds and a foul on before they turned it over. So Inman will go to the line. It'll go against Osborne.
That was a late whistle there. I thought they were going to get away with one there and get a steal.
So Inman will go to the free throw line. 67-58. If he hits these two, it'd be an 11-point lead for the Bearcats.
But, like we talked about, that's what you have to do. Marion, all the pressure's on Marion at that point. They have to get stops and score points. So that's why I said try to hold the ball a little bit.
Credit to Virginia High, too, down the stretch here. They started fouling at a minute 25 to go, and they've only missed one free throw. They've made 6 or 7.
Well, you said it tonight. You got to make them.
And he made that one, didn't he? He even avoided the broadcaster's jinx there, didn't he? He made that one. 69-58, 11-point lead for the Cats, and Marion's about going to have to settle for 3-point shots as Vance has it. Gets it back out. A wide-open 3-point look for Robinson, and he made it. I think right there you got to guard the line.
Right.
Let them take the two if they want it.
Well,
69-61 timeout.
Well, like I said, I think the kids. I think Rasmussen let them know that they're in foul. They're in bonus here. Let's not foul them. But at the same time, though, you got to get a hand in his face. Don't just let him hit the wide-open three.
Robinson, the sophomore, knocks it down from the left wing, and it's 69-61. The timeout by Coach Rasnick, brought to you by State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol.
The interesting thing here is this makes it an interesting game here. If Marion can somehow prevent us from getting the ball in, it makes it very interesting.
Because the timeout situation right now, one apiece left for the teams tonight. 44.4 seconds on the clock, and Bearcats will have the ball here. And again, with the timeout called, Marion with the opportunity to pressure off the inbound. We'll see what they do. Not a lot. They've got 4 bodies up here, but nobody. Just got to really get it in right here. They'll get it to Inman with not a lot of pressure on the ball. As they bring it up the floor, Inman gets it past half court. Now Johnson, big pass out to Austin, and they're trying to just milk the clock as there's a foul called as they try to double team Austin. Foul goes on Robinson with 32 seconds to go.
Now, my only issue with that, if that's what you're going to do, why not do it earlier? You just kind of let some clock run there, and then you decide to foul late there. Why not do it earlier? Why not
foul after they get the inbound in? After you go for a steal, and then you get them. Instead, they run off 12 seconds.
And again, I'm not going to foul Gavin right now. He's hot.
He made the front end. Gavin now has 21. He's not going to mind it.
No.
Add a few points. Jake Johnston will check out. Johnny Wynn back in the ball game. 70-61 with 32 seconds to go. Now 71-61. Layup on this side good as Taylor Vance. 71-63 as Vance puts it in. Mr. Harper came over. The athletic director wrote a note down on my piece of paper here. Your good luck. Foul on this side as Marion will send Gavin Austin to the line. Yeah, I know that now it's basically over at this point, but you do have to question the foul selection choice. I think you got to send some of the younger guys to the line, right?
Right. Yeah. Gavin right now is hot. I'm not going to foul him.
Of course, I say younger guys, but Gavin's a sophomore. So
you don't want to foul the guy with the hot head. Yeah. And right now he has the hot head. I wouldn't foul him. Try to prevent him from getting the ball.
71-63, 14 seconds to go,
and again at this point, it's 14 seconds. Do you really need to foul there?
That's true too. 72-63 is Austin just putting them in at ease. He about missed that one, but he made it. 73-63. As Ford brings it up the floor, got tipped and went out of bounds with 10 seconds to go on the clock, and the Cats reached 70 or more points tonight. And the interesting fact is with the win tonight, the clock wasn't rolling. There it goes. Missed short, but the putt back up and in for Marion. 65 points for them. 73-65 as the clock is going to go final on this one. And a good win for the Bearcats over Marion. And an undermanned Virginia High team comes out and gets a win by 8 points over Marion, who was playing at 500 ball this year. And now the Cats, when scoring 70 or more points, they're 4-1 on the year. How about that?
Well, the thing about that, you score 70 points a game, you're probably going to win those games in high school basketball.
Gavin ends up with 25 points. Strong ends up with 15, and Inman with 11. 8 points off the bench for Johnny Wynn.
And again, I think he's huge because bringing him off the bench, that just gives the team energy. And when he, like you said before, he came in and got those 5 points like within a 15-second span. Got those turnovers.
So what do you think about, we talked about in the open how Tyler Strong dropped 37, but he's probably happier about this one, getting the win, getting on this side.
Well, and like I said, when a guy comes out and he puts up has a good game, the game plan the next time around is to slow him down. I do believe when they went to Marion, the game plan might have been let's slow Alex down, let's slow Gavin down. And like I said, Tyler Strong, he's new to the line. He's new to our roster. And Marion, it's the first time they've seen him. They didn't really think that that he was going to put up points like that. And you come out this game, you don't want him to get about 40 points on you for the second time. But then, like I said, Gavin had a good game tonight. Alex had a good one. Johnny went off the bench, had a good game for us. Again, it's huge when you can spread the ball around and have different kids have big baskets for you and play some really good defense and get rebounds.
And so with that 73-65 win for Virginia High, they'll now move to 4-12 on the year. But more importantly, they're 3-3 in the Southwest District now, back to 500 in district play, and they really stopped that skid after losing back-to-back games. And Coach Sidnor here with us still for the post-game show real quick. We'll sort of wrap this one up. We'll go to our quarter score recap. Marion led 23-19 at the end of the first quarter. At that point we kind of felt like, okay, they're hanging with them, but kind of felt like eventually that the depth might catch up to us, but tonight it never really seemed to happen. The Cats won the second quarter by a point, 14-13, and trailed at half by 3, 36-33. But really that third quarter outscored Marion 23-11 in that quarter alone. That really sort of controlled the game at that point. And then in the fourth, Marion outscored them by a point, 18-17. Lots of foul shots through the stretch. Ended up getting the win 73-65. So what do you think? What are your takeaways from this one?
Well, as a coach, I just kind of wonder when you look back and just kind of wish that you would have rotated a little bit more in the second half, Marion coach. I felt like, he left those guys on the bench a little bit too long at times and, get the momentum away. I tell you what, I was worried about that little delay that we had. We had the momentum there, and we get that little delay, and I'm not sure exactly. We were finding out exactly what happened there. But he was kind of scared the momentum would shift back to Marion, but give Bearcats credit. They came out here, they played hard, they played tough under man, and down the stretch, even though I kept saying they need to hold the ball here, they got those open looks, and they were making them. That's the difference there. You take those shots and you miss them, Marion go down the other end and get some easy baskets, then, it's a different ball game. So, give our kids credit. They played well tonight, they really won, they went out and got it. And another thing about it is, you said they're 3-3 in the district. It's not over. We got a lot of district games coming up, so they can make a run here.
Especially when we get everybody back. Got a couple of guys out sick, cold, strep throat, and one with the flu. So,
well, you hope that you keep those kids away and it doesn't go through the whole team. That's the scary part. Last year our girls. We had about 4 or 5 girls that got sick. One got sick, and then the next week another one got sick, so it kind of went through the whole team last year.
Just sort of like a process.
Yeah.
So, Coach, I don't know how hard it is for you to come up with tonight for the boys' game, but player of the game.
The player of the game, I got to give it to Gavin. I felt that, he got hot in that second half. He hit some big-time threes to keep the lead for us. And down the stretch there, those free throws, they fouled him, and he sunk those free throws. I think he came up huge. Another kid for me personally.
And he put down a dunk, too.
Yeah,
Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
You'd want us to mention that one.
Got to mention that. Hopefully maybe his mom got it on video or something so they can continue to watch it. But and another kid, I think Wynn gave a lot of energy off the bench and gave some of those defensive minutes and those steals and some easy baskets there. So, but Gavin definitely.
And Tyler Strong finished with 15. Alex Inman with 11. And like you said, Johnny Wynn had a couple of steals. I bet he had 5 steals, just off the top of my head, 5 or more.
I guess we got to go get some more